Venezuelan President Hugo Chavez is fighting for his health. That according to the country's vice president. Mr. Chavez has been in Cuba since undergoing another cancer surgery 3 weeks ago. His vice president says he is now battling a severe lung infection. In October, the president was elected to a fourth term. In an interview Friday night, his vice president slammed political opponents who he says are casting doubt on whether Mr. Chavez will make his scheduled inauguration next week.
If the re-elected president at his own functions as head of state and government isn't present at the National Assembly for whichever of these unexpected reasons, in this case the president's medical care, Article 231 establishes that he can be sworn in before the Supreme Court.
But opposition politicians are crying foul, saying the government needs to be more transparent about the health of the ailing leader.
The most serious is that in the morning they tell us the president is in a serious condition, but then in the afternoon they say he's exercising. That has created a wave of rumors, a wave of uncertainty, and economic and political instability across the nation.
Chavez's condition is being closely watched, with many worried about what happens if Chavez is deemed too sick to be sworn in. If the president were to die or step aside, under the Venezuelan constitution, new elections would be held within 30 days, with the current vice president running as the ruling Socialist Party candidate.
The government warned Venezuelans not to believe rumors circulated by the country's enemies. There was a campaign of psychological warfare being waged, it said, which aimed to destabilize Venezuela and the Chavez revolution. But there was one telling phrase. Respiratory deficiency. That has heightened speculation that he's on a ventilator and won't be coming back to Venezuela anytime soon. Hugo Chavez was re-elected only in October after 14 years in power as a champion of Venezuela's poor. He used the country's vast oil wealth to cut unemployment and poverty. He's become a powerful critic of the United States and made friends with its enemies. His critics say he's dangerously dogmatic and has subverted Venezuela's young and fragile democracy by concentrating power in his own hands.
It was Chavez's tirades against the United States that earned him global attention.
From this rostrum, the President of the United States, the gentleman whom I refer to as the devil, was talking as if he owned the world.
And Washington is watching closely what comes next.
There's every prospect the country will be thrown into turmoil, and many worry that that would be a signal for the military, for some leader in the military, simply to assume control of the country and put off the elections, thus in effect becoming another Chavez.
But those who dealt with Chavez believe the people want to continue down the path he chose.
The vast majority of Venezuelans who remember what life was like before when they had nothing, I think will want to carry on with this program of reform.
The people of Venezuela have started demanding answers about their future, whether the man who's guided them and their vast oil wealth for 14 years will be there much longer.
Venezuelans are being called upon to celebrate revolutionary unity today as the National Assembly votes on what's expected to be the formality of the Speaker's re-election. The appeal comes from Diosdado Cabello, who's joined the Vice President in accusing Western media of trying to destabilize the country.